Hello and welcome to the third episode of Dead Flesh Retro Plays Fish by Magnetic Scrolls. My name is Chris, occasionally known as Dead Flesh Retro.
And I'm Lee, occasionally known as Lee.
Will we finally get out of that damn forest? And if we do, where will the adventure take us next?
And that damn mold is still very hot. What cunning trick will be needed to cool it?
If you enjoy what we're doing, then please drop us a comment on whichever platform you're consuming this piece of media on, or join in a live session and let us know via YouTube chat.
Let's get to the action.
Okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome to our third gaming session on Fish. We're booting now, so can everybody say hello and give your first names, maybe? We haven't kind of introduced everybody, but just say hi and give your first names.
Hi, I'm Rosie.
Hello, I'm Lee.
Hello, I'm Spandis.
Hi, I'm Mike.
And hi, I'm Jeremy, aka Woody.
I'm Lucas.
Oh, hey, Lucas. Sorry, I hadn't realized that you joined as well. Yeah, that was the first test to see if everybody can not talk over each other. We're gonna have problems with that with so many people on the Zoom call, but that's all good. It worked fine. Right, before we restore our game, let's have a quick recap over about what happened last week. What do people remember? I presume you're all waving at each other on the Zoom call now to see who.
Everyone's terrified to talk over now. So
Go on,
we
Lou.
melted a big gold disc that we managed to retrieve from the tree stump and melted it into the mold. And so now we have a very hot mold that we can't get wet. Yeah, we can't cool quickly.
Yeah. Let's just get ourselves off the music. There we go. Yeah, so I thought we got quite far last time. We managed to figure out that you can put the gold disc in the mold, and we figured out how to melt it in the crucible. Sorry, gold disc in the crucible, and then melt it, pour it into the mold, but we're still struggling to cool it down so we can break the mold open and find out what's inside. I also realised that the description of the gold disc says that there's a bulge in the middle, and I think that might be worth exploring as well. Obviously we've melted it down now, but we might have to just go back and go and fetch it and see why it's got a bulge in the middle.
Yeah.
I don't know if you just missed something there.
Maybe you need to hit it with a hammer, break it open, and then melt it.
Yeah, possibly. Also, I didn't realize this at the time, but it's a gold disc that you hang on the wall, right? It's a disc you get for selling lots of records. Like, I think when we first saw that there was a gold disc, I sort of imagined that it was, some kind of ancient trinket or something. But it's a gold disc for
I assumed it was a gold medal.
Yeah. No, I don't think it is.
The other thing, of course, we did last week is we worked out how to get the gold disc. So we worked out
That's right.
how to get the cage, to move the cage, to open the cage, to get the parrot out, to have the parrot explode somewhere else, so that my Mickey then goes investigates, which means we can get to the tree stump, which means we can get the gold disc, which we can then melt.
All of which I'm going to have to do again, right? In order to check out why there's a bulge in the disc.
Are you planning to do that now?
Are people happy for me to do that now, or should I not do that now?
Feel free not to.
Okay.
So I did actually make some notes of things that I thought of during the week. So if you'll indulge me for 1 minute. So one of the things we thought was that Mickey might be chasing us. So do you remember we were in the blacksmith and Mickey came in?
Yeah.
And I thought maybe he's wandering around and we would have to avoid him and he might be wandering around the forest. But actually, I think it's just because the parrot exploded in the blacksmith. So then he came to the noise.
Yeah.
So that was something that I kind of thought afterwards. then the feathers are one of the only things that we've got that we still don't think we don't have a use for them. So I was just wanted to kind of bear that in mind in case that might be useful. I don't know.
Yeah.
And the last thing I thought
Well, there is we do have a use for them. They indicate where the parrot was when it exploded.
Yeah,
that is true. And the last thing I thought of is that I now think that the cave contains the warp to return back to the fish, and that we probably can only go in there once we've solved the puzzles.
Good thinking.
Okay. So the other thing that I was thinking, apart from why can't I dismiss my zoom controls, which is really annoying me, is I think we were overthinking the cooling aspect. I think we just need to take the mold to cool Glade and wait a couple of turns.
Maybe put it down.
But even that I don't think is necessary.
I was wondering whether we needed to check it or something instead of just waiting, but we can try that, can't we?
Oh, to see if it's cooled down yet, you mean?
Yeah.
Maybe we need to take the gloves off and then hold the mold, and that will tell us how hot the mold is.
As I say, I think we're overthinking it. I think we just wait a couple of turns and it'll say the mold is cooled, but it's only because it's a tutorial level, right?
Oh, now you tell us.
Okay, yeah, why not? Let's go for it. It surely will tell us, though, in the same way that when we went into the wet area, it told us that it got wet and then it exploded. So
yeah,
it seems like surely it will say something about it appearing cooler or something.
Yeah.
I'm expecting it to say something about it. And I think I was just lucky before because, I think we've got it now, right? I've just restored our save game. I think if I go west, northwest, northeast, and east, and to cool Glade, I think. Let's just see what happens. There you go. 3 waits, and it says the mold has now cooled. Okay.
Spundus's favorite thing.
Hit it with a hammer!
This is where I discovered that I left the hammer in the smithy. Oh, our score may have just increased here because we've solved this puzzle as well. Hit mold with hammer.
It's not a score though, is it? It's a turn counter, wasn't it?
No. The 80 is a score, and the turn counter is the 146.
Oh, okay.
So it's score followed by turns. Hit mold with hammer. The mold shatters into a fine dust, leaving you with a crudely cast gold ring. I'm gonna look at
Proposed to Mickey.
Proposed. I'm looking at the ring. It says the gold ring is of slightly dodgy craftsmanship.
Can anyone remember what the score was before we called the...
Yes, it was 70, so it was 10 points for breaking the mold.
Yes, it was 70 after we called it. I think it was 50 before. I'm going to wear the ring and see what happens. As you take the ring, a well-aimed stone knocks it from your grasp. You hear a gweek sound and see one of the Finns emerging from the bushes with an evil grin on his face. You dive for the ring, getting there a split second before him. As your fingers close round it, the world shimmers, sending you spiralling through the dimensions. With that, you slap hard into the goldfish's body, leaving the ring to float effortlessly into the glass box. Brilliant display, Agent 10, says Sir Playfair. I thought they had you that time. I'm sending you back to the bowl. Pantchak's out. And we're back in the castle.
No, we never do get to go into the mine.
I think it was just a red herring. And our score's gone up to 90. But the box has collected the gold ring. So it's obviously something that we needed to retrieve. And we have 2 warps left in the goldfish bowl. The jagged warp and the small warp.
Oh,
Well, I think we should give ourselves a round of applause for getting through the forest. Well done, everybody.
Lots of people muted on a Zoom call just clapping.
Yeah.
I suppose, though, there's nothing to stop us going back to that realm at some point, maybe. So maybe...
We've got no way to go back there because the smooth warp has disappeared. It's not in the goldfish bowl anymore.
Ah, okay, cool.
So we have completed it. That is it. We left nothing there that we could have done, I don't think. Maybe a few responses that we didn't get. We never found out why there was a bulge. Okay, where should we go, folks? Jagged or small?
jagged.
All right. I'm going to save before we do anything. Swim jagged warp. The dimensions flash past as you swim through the jagged warp and slide into the host-parasite interface with consummate ease. Another human. Work, work, work. Back of van. Not the best place to sleep. It's very cold and more than slightly damp, but still better than sleeping outside. The icy draft is coming from the front of the van to the south. An old blanket lies next to you and some jeans have been thrown down on the floor. I'm going to do an inventory. Maybe there are jeans.
I guess we need to start mapping it again as well.
Yeah, we do. You are carrying nothing. You are wearing some socks and a t-shirt.
In the interest of decency, we need to put the jeans on.
Yes, I agree. And wear them. Got the jeans. I'm going to do another inventory. Look in pockets. Don't understand pockets. Look in jeans. Oh, your trusty denim jeans are the pinnacle of fashion. You're so lucky to have a mother who cares enough about her son to sew those ugly drain pipes into extra wide bell bottoms. There's a blanket here as well.
Did we examine that yet?
Nope. Smelly perhaps, but even a smelly blanket keeps out the drafts.
Yeah, I think we probably want to wear that as well, don't we, if we're going to go outside, because it does say it's icy cold.
Yes, I'm just going to get it. I'm not sure if we can wear the blanket, but it'll probably come in handy. It says the icy draft is coming from the front of the van to the south. Should we go south?
Yeah, go.
Cab. The cab is Steve's province. Like most roadies, his ability to create chaos out of order is legendary, and the rubbish all over the cab is definitely his work. Major slobs themselves, the band prefer to ride in the back in their own squalor. The passenger door has been jammed open, revealing a dark field. A note is close to hand. I'm going to get the note and read it. You have now got the note. The note says, "Gone to get diesel. Back before dawn. Steve."
You want to check all sides of the car.
I wonder if diesel is like diesel petrol or whether diesel is
Like a dog.
a dog, exactly. Someone or something called diesel. It's got a lowercase d, so maybe not.
It does, yes. I was about to say that.
Chris,
And who's Dawn?
Yeah.
we need to figure out as well if the passenger door's open. Is it left-hand drive or right-hand drive?
Well, we'll find out by going either east or west, I guess. So presumably it's in the UK, in which case the passenger side door would be east. Do I have that right?
No, west.
No, I think it is east, isn't it?
It's
'Cause the
east,
back space is
surely.
south.
If the back is north and the front is south,
And the driver's side is on the right,
yeah.
then the passenger door is on the east.
Oh, the passenger door is on the east, yeah, sorry.
It says it's dark out there. Brave and fearless you may be, but totally stupid you're not. At least that's your estimation. Others have been known to disagree. You decide to return to the van and search for a source of light.
Do we need to search the cab?
Yeah. So it says there's rubbish all over the cab. We could just search it. Search cab. You find nothing of interest. Inventory. Carrying an old blanket and a note. Wearing some jeans, some socks and a t-shirt.
Can we just flick the lights on?
Yeah. Switch on lights. Hey, I really dig you, interior light. Or I really dig you, interior light. Headlights. Switch on headlights. I don't understand headlights.
Are there any other exits?
We could try going west. There isn't a door that way, just a steel wall. I'm going to go back into the back of the van just to see if we missed something. Back of van. It's very cold and more than slightly damp, but still better than sleeping outside. I'm going to try search van. You find nothing of interest.
Didn't you type exits last time? Does it actually show you the valid exits? Or?
Yeah, north and east from the cab.
When we're in the back of the van, is there a door we can open? Presumably a van with a back door.
Yeah.
Yeah, isn't that the north exit?
The door is welded shut.
Okay.
So we can only go south from the back of the van to the cab.
Do you think if we could turn the headlights on, it would have understood those commands, or do we need to say like turn ignition or something?
Maybe. There's no diesel. I'll read the description again. It says, the cab is Steve's province. Like most roadies, his ability to create chaos out of order is legendary, and the rubbish all over the cab is definitely his work. Major slobs themselves, the band prefer to ride in the back in their own squalor. The passenger door has been jammed open, revealing a dark field.
The
I'm just going to look at the rubbish.
And stuff. I mean, it doesn't say anything about that, does it? So.
Sorry, Lee, it doesn't say anything about what?
Like a cigarette lighter or something.
No, it doesn't. I'm going to look at the rubbish. It says the rubbish covers the floor. Look under rubbish. You find a torch. That's flashlight for our American listeners. Get torch, you now have the torch. Switch on torch.
Still haven't got any shoes.
We have socks. I guess socks will have to be enough. The batteries have just enough juice to give a faint glow from the torch. Okay, I think we're ready to go outside now.
I wonder if this is our time limit again.
It could well be. Either that or Steve coming home with Diesel the dog or something. Okay, east to dark field. You're in the middle of a dark field, standing next to the band's van. You can hear music to the east, where a fire silhouettes a ruined building. I'm going to try going north and south.
I was going to say you could try exits again, couldn't you?
Yeah. I suspect it'll just tell me... Oh no, look, north, northeast, east, southeast, south, southwest, west, northwest. So all exits. So obviously there's stuff happening to the east, but I'm going to try north just to see if anything happens. It takes us off the beaten track. It's really dark here, torch or no torch. What was that noise? It sounded pretty fierce. There it is again. It came from the east. No, the west. This could well be dangerous, so you go back before whatever it is makes itself known. Dark field. Okay. So going off the beaten track literally takes us to off the beaten track and returns us. So I think we have to go east.
Just want to test that by trying going south and seeing if it does the same thing.
I can do. I've gone east now. It's a narrow track. This narrow east-west track is miles from civilization. There is a fire to the east and some music coming from the same direction. I'm going to try going south. And it takes us to off the beaten track. I think we can kind of assume that going in any other direction is going to take us to off the beaten track. There's still no objects or anything, so we'll carry on east. East, outside the abbey. The ruined abbey stands before you, imposing even in such a state of decay. Through the grand arch to the east, you hear some awful music and see the glow from a large fire. Westward leads back into the gloom. A poster is blowing about in the wind.
Read poster?
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing that we might be either a roadie or one of the band.
Bear in mind that we've been sent to places the Finns had just been, and that they are a band. So I suspect that we've warped into the body of another roadie, yeah, one of their roadies. Or maybe one of their band members. I mean, he was sleeping in the back of the van. But presumably they're playing, so maybe it is a roadie that works like one of Steve's only other roadie that does all the work. Let's read the poster.
Or with a driver or something like that.
Yeah.
You can't assume that we're a male.
That's very true.
I think it did indicate that we were male, because it said when we looked at the genes, assuming that there are genes, that our mum patched them up or made bell bottoms out of them for her boy. The poster has a psychedelic picture of purple and green goldfish swimming around the 7 Deadly Fins logo. The fish form the words, "No rules, no war, no profit." Underneath is scrawled, "The Fins are in town. Place, just listen. Price, what can you afford? Anarchy, only if my mum says it's okay."
Can we look at ourselves?
Look me? You are a tall human being with arms and legs. Somewhat surprisingly, you don't have any fishy traits at all. Look, you weren't really expecting to spend the whole game as a fish, were you? Fish don't get to do anything exciting, so he cheated. It doesn't really tell us who we've warped into, though, does it? But whoever it was, they were asleep in the back of the van while the band was playing. So we're outside the abbey.
Yeah, let's go east.
Yeah.
Should we take the poster? I'm going to take it anyway, just in case it's useful.
Might as well.
Okay, east. Abbey. Neglected over the centuries, only the shell of this abbey remains, and even that is in a poor state of repair. Rubble is everywhere, except for a gap cleared in the middle, in which a fire is burning. You can go north and south, although the obvious exit is west towards the Grand Arch. Some hippies are sitting around the fire in squalor, twanging out some terrible guitar and drinking heavily.
Do we want to turn off the torch?
Now the fire's there, yeah? Turn off torch. With a sigh of relief, the torch batteries take a well-earned rest.
Do you want to have a wander around then? Do you want to take us around?
Talk to...
Or do we want to try and talk to the hippies?
We can try that. Let's just look at the hippies, shall we? The hippies all have greasy hair and dirty denims. The bad news is that they are the band you're travelling with. The worst news is that they're blind drunk. They're sitting around the fire in squalor, twanging out some terrible guitar and drinking heavily. Okay, so maybe this is like after the gig. The Finns are all sat round a fire playing guitar. Everyone's gone home, and it's just them and the roadies left.
Do we need to get them to the van to get them home so we're ready to go when Steve comes with a diesel?
I don't know. I'm not sure. We're supposed to be here to help them.
I think
We have no idea.
Someone just wants to know if there's a hammer, don't you?
Hit them with torch.
Can we sit fire?
I'm going to try talk to hippies.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't do that, does it? Sit on fire?
Not on fire, but by fire.
Oh, sit by fire. Didn't your mother even warn you about playing with fire? Well, if she didn't, Sir Playfair certainly did. Apart from putting the host-parasite interface in danger, there is the more immediate problem of the hippies noticing you. You wisely refrain.
We don't want them to see us.
I guess so, yes. I guess we think that if they see us, they'll realise who we are, really. Like, other people seem to have this sixth sense, don't they? That we're actually not the person that they know. Okay, so we need to not disturb the hippies then.
Do we want to look any more in the Abbey or go north or south?
Well, I think we're in the Abbey, so north and south I think is still in the Abbey.
Okay.
So I think we should just try going north and south. Let's go north. Ruined transept. The transept at right angles to the nave is in ruins. The fire to the south gives the only light in here, allowing you to see an exit leading down. There's a crumbling archway here.
Don't forget that we've turned off our torch. So
I know. Yeah, I suspect if we try going down without turning it back on again. Let's look at this crumbling archway. The crumbling archway looks dangerous. A gargoyle peers balefully from the top of the arch. I'm going to look at the gargoyle. The gargoyle is really horrible, a ghastly visage, usually only found on accountants and nurses in family planning clinics. Note, the accountants don't have to work in family planning clinics, you understand, just the nurses. There's an Oxford comma missing.
can we climb the arch?
Climb arch. Even though platform shoes are in fashion, your host still hasn't bought a pair. If he had, you'd have more chance of reaching some handholds. As it is, they're just out of reach. I'm finding this quite hard to visualize. I mean, archways are things you either go through or go over.
I'm imagining it more like in a ruined abbey. You can get like those it's just a freestanding arch.
Oh, okay.
Be part of a building, but it's, I don't know, for some reason that's what is coming to mind for me, which is why you might be able to climb it.
Either that or it's over the exit that leads down.
Yeah.
I mean, it's possible.
It indicates that it will come down, doesn't it? If we're not careful.
Yeah. If we do manage to climb it, I don't think we'll be on top of it for very long.
Could we hit the archway with a hammer?
We don't have a hammer, Woody.
We don't have a hammer yet.
So do we want to try going south before we try going down?
Sure. South to the Abbey, and then south again. It's too dark to see. Oh. Switch on torch. Okay. So we were standing in the dark. I've turned the torch on and I'm looking now in the location to the south of where the fire is. And it's ruined nave. As you survey the place, you wonder how such beauty could have been left to just rot. Depression hangs heavy on your heart, but not for long. Interdimensional espionage operatives aren't renowned for their sentimentality with regard to ruined naves. And besides, you have jobs to meet, people to be, and places to do. Southward from here, it's as dark as pitch, but northward the fire is burning fiercely. A broken pew catches your attention.
Check it out.
If we can move the pew, we might be able to stand on the pew to then climb the arch.
That would involve moving it past the hippies.
They're drunk, they won't notice.
Could we break off a bit of the pew and use that to reach the gargoyle?
Maybe, let's see.
Or to use it to knock down the arch?
I was waiting for you to say use it to hit the arch with.
That arch is going down. Examine pew. The broken pew is an old piece of church furniture, sadly discarded in these ungodly times. It's about 4 feet high, 3 feet wide, and could just about support your weight. Get pew. Let's stick it in our pocket. You have now got the broken pew. Should we just explore south a sec? It says it's dark as pitch to the south. Alright, so south is just off the beaten track. So we get returned back to the ruined nave, so that's fine. Right, I'm going to try going north past the hippies. North. The torch beam waves in the air as you drag the pew. Not exactly the most stealthy way to travel. The music stops and the hippies turn. The leader peers into the gloom, fondling the neck of his guitar. Then he spots you. "Get him, boys!" he shouts. You're cover blown. You try plan C2-A, colloquially known as running for it. However, C2-A requires that the host be attired in combat gear, not ridiculously flared jeans. Your legs get tangled and you fall. "Thought you'd get your hands on my grommet, did you?" says the leader, standing over you. "Well, think again." The guitar hits you with a twang, like the opening of a hard day's night, and your host passes out. The interface between you relaxes, warping you out through the dimensions, spinning and whirling and feeling sick. Then a goldfish approaches you at great speed. Whap! That hurt. Inside the castle.
Need to turn the flashlight off then before we start walking off with the...
Well, I think dragging a pew past the hippies isn't going to work, is it?
But there's nowhere else to go, and that seems like the obvious thing we have to do.
You're right.
So I like Svantis's idea of just, was it the torch that they saw?
Well, we had the torch on when we were there before. We had the torch on.
You're right.
We only turned it off when we went north to the ruined transept. I mean, we can try.
Have we used the blanket yet?
No.
Would that help us move the pew quietly?
It's possible. Okay, I'm going back in.
Maybe we shouldn't have put the flares on. That way we could have run away.
That's true. Maybe we should just be in our pants.
Yeah.
Should we just leave the jeans? I'm not gonna wear the jeans.
We'll probably freeze to death when we go outside.
I'm expecting part of us to freeze. Yeah. I've just realised that the torch was left in the back of the van as well, so we've now got that. So I can go south to the cab.
If it does freeze, we can snap it off and hit the arch with it.
Brilliant. Okay, the torch is already on. Let's go east. Interdimensional espionage operatives are trained to be tough, laugh at danger, and ridicule hardship. But you're not at training school now. It's damn cold, and you haven't got enough clothes on. You nip smartly back into the van, where it's slightly less chilly. I think we're going to have to wear the jeans. Okay, you put on the jeans. East to Darkfield, east to Narrow Track, east outside the Abbey. Oh, what? We've just gone in, and it says your naked skin stands out in the firelight. The music stops, and the hippies turn. The leader peers into the gloom, fondling the neck of his guitar, etc., etc.
Because you don't have the blanket.
Yeah.
The blanket. Oh, the blanket.
The blanket.
I thought I did pick up... I picked up everything. Okay. We're learning. Swim jagged warp. Get all. Wait, where is the blanket? Oh, the t-shirt was... We didn't put the t-shirt on. We just put the jeans on.
This is different.
Did we put a t-shirt on last time?
No, we were wearing the t-shirt, but when we returned to the castle, all of our belongings were just left in the back of the van, including what we were wearing. So the torch was left there, the jeans were left there, the t-shirt was left there. But we kept the socks on, and the blanket appears to have disappeared. Right, this is quite confusing.
Is it worth loading the save game rather than...
Well, I'm sure we have everything we need.
Yeah.
But we need to wear the jeans and the t-shirt, otherwise the glow from our naked skin is going to set them off. Right. But apparently I can go outside in jeans and no t-shirt. but not just pants and socks, or just literally just socks. So that's all I was wearing. Okay, so I'm now wearing jeans, t-shirt, and socks. I'm carrying a torch, which presumably is still lit, but I don't appear to have the blanket
Or the pew.
or the pew. Maybe the blanket is still with the pew. I don't know. Okay, go to the cab. East to Darkfield, east to Narrow Track, east outside the Abbey, into the Abbey. Some hippies are standing around in the fire in squalor, twanging out some terrible guitar and drinking heavily. South, ruined nave. There is a broken pew, a poster, a note, and an old blanket here.
Okay.
So that's where all of our other stuff ended up. We haven't been down yet from the ruined transept either, so maybe we should go and explore there first before we start trying to figure out.
The other possibility is that we need to stand on the pew to break the pew, because actually we need a piece of wood, but that's a long shot.
Yeah, I think we should go north and down just to explore a bit more before we start trying to solve a puzzle that will undoubtedly get us killed. Okay, we're at ruined transept. There's a crumbling archway here. I'm going to go down. We're in the antechamber. The antechamber connects the ruins to the catacombs. Upwards is the transept, and you can enter the catacombs through a doorway to the south. Okay, there doesn't seem to be anything else here, so I'm going to go south. Even for interdimensional espionage operatives, the catacombs are a trifle iffy. Bearing in mind that you have no life assurance, do you still want to enter, yes or no?
Do we need a wooden stake? Are we about to encounter a vampire? Therefore, do we need to stand on the pew to break the pew to get a piece of wood that's a wooden stake that we then use? Don't know. Let's go and kill ourselves and see what happens.
I think we should just go in.
Yeah.
Oh.
Suicide mission.
Yeah. I mean, we're kind of blasé about this whole death thing because we just end up in a goldfish again. It's no biggie. Okay, I said yes. The wind whistles around the antechamber as you tiptoe towards the catacombs. Expecting something to happen at any moment, you stay alert, watching and listening for anything untoward. But nothing does happen. What a letdown. Catacombs. The ceiling's collapse has disturbed the sepulchral debris in this sacred place, throwing it all over the floor. A doorway leads north to the antechamber.
So do we need to look under rubble or look in sepulchre or something like that? Feels like
debris.
There's a body or some remains we need to uncover.
You've been in Catacomb before in an adventure game.
I think, yes.
This looks suspiciously like a dungeon.
Yeah.
Okay, debris. The debris is swathed in many doom-laden cliches. They're way ahead of us. Oh, I'm spelling catacombs incorrectly. Search catacombs. You find nothing of interest.
What did you have to do to find the torch? Did you look under the rubbish?
Yeah, I did.
So try looking under.
Look under debris. Oh, you find a sarcophagus lid. Good shout. Okay. Right, here we go. I mean, when in doubt, always open a sarcophagus, eh? Open sarcophagus.
Now, if Mike was on the chat now, he'd be saying, "Save it!"
It's not a bad shout.
Yeah.
And our score's up to 110, by the way. I mean,
I know. I've kept track of it. We haven't scored since we left the van.
Oh, right. Did we score in the van is the question.
Well,
Who's Steve? Okay. Open lid. I have spelt sarcophagus correctly, right? Yes. Oh, oh dear. It says, open lid, I've tried. It says, there's no sarcophagus under the lid, just the floor. Try moving the lid. I guess in my head I imagined a much bigger pile of debris. And I found the lid of a sarcophagus and presumed that there was a sarcophagus underneath it, but there's just a sarcophagus lid. That's all it is.
Can you take it then?
I think we just move it. I think move lid. It's telling us try moving the lid. Move lid. Moving the lid uncovers an exciting exit leading down.
Ooh.
Points.
Points. Okay, down. As you enter the room, you have a sudden vision. A girl dressed in white, a raised dagger, a scream. Altar room. This icy room has been sealed for a long time. Cold air slices through you, a chill foreshadow of your doom. Terrifying images flash into your mind. You feel that you have violated this place somehow. There's an ancient altar here.
We're going to have to continue violating it, aren't we?
We are. Seems like a good place. Examine altar. Hideous faces carved from stone are positioned halfway along 3 of the 4 sides. Intriguingly, one side has a hole surrounded by custard stains where a gargoyle should be. There is a ceremonial cord on it.
Do I dare say pull the cord?
If it's attached to something, yeah. Intriguingly, one side has a hole surrounded by custard stains where a gargoyle should be. I mean, someone was eating custard.
It sounds like we need to get the gargoyle and put the gargoyle in the hole.
It does sound very much like that. Let's have a look at the cord, though. X cord. The ceremonial cord is about 30 feet long and half an inch in diameter. Really good for strangling virgins after a bout of ceremonial custard wrestling.
It also may be useful for reaching footholds on
Yeah.
or down.
Or lassoing gargoyles on an archway, or
tying hippies up.
all of these things sound good.
So you can steal their shoes.
Ah, brilliant. I now have the ceremonial cord. I'm looking at the hole. The hole is a foot square. Something important has been removed from it. Okay, I'm going to look at the stains as well. A cursory glance at the stains persuades you that they are of no importance. Okay, they can't see any custard here. Okay, all right. I think that's it, right?
There's another exit. If you go back up, we haven't been north, I think it was it?
That was to the antechamber. That was just back to the antechamber. Yeah, I think if we go up and then north, we'll just get to the antechamber again. Yep, antechamber. And up we get to the ruined transept. Shall I try, tying cord to gargoyle? We can't reach it, can we? But no, okay. You can't reach the gargoyle from here. But that kind of indicates that is something that we should be able to do.
Yeah. Maybe tie it to the archway?
Try does lasso.
Tie it to the archway and pull the archway down. It's crumbling.
I don't understand lasso. Throw cord over gargoyle. I don't follow you. Tie cord to arch. You can't do that to the crumbling archway. I think the puzzle is to get the pew past the hippies.
So Mike did say you could tie up the hippies.
Rosie said that.
Oh,
Rosie,
Rosie,
yeah.
isn't it like 30 foot long or something? I mean, that's a lot of cord.
Ample for some hippies.
We also haven't tried putting the blanket over the pew.
No, we haven't. Maybe to make it quieter. I wonder if I go south from here now with my torch on, will they respond? Is it only the first time that you creep up on them that they don't notice? I'm just going to go... I'm going to save. And I'm going to go south. And let's see if they see the light. No. I can walk past them with my torch lit. That's fine. Okay, now here I am at the broken pew. Get blanket. Might need to think about the poster and the note and if they can be repurposed as well. Like if we threw the poster on the fire and it caught fire and distracted them or something.
Or is there another way we can get past them?
No, there's no other directions. Wrap pew in blanket. Don't understand wrap. Cover pew with blanket. Tie cord to pew. Oh, the ceremonial cord is now fixed to the broken pew. What if we go back to the arch and slowly pull the pew past the hippies?
Do we still have the cord?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I picked it up again.
No, but you've just tied it to the
Oh, I
pew.
see. I'm carrying an old blanket, a torch, and a ceremonial cord.
Okay, cool.
Should I try going north and see what...
If you drag it to the archway, it'll still remain tied to the pew.
Try it.
I'm going north. Fine. I'm going to go north again. Something you're carrying seems to hold you back. Okay. So that's as far as I can go.
Pull cord?
I'm looking at the cord. It says it is fixed to the broken pew. Pull cord. I pull the cord. The room screeches to a halt and the guard rushes in. £50, please, he demands belligerently. Then he suddenly notices his surroundings and looks embarrassed. He departs with a red face.
What?
Pull cord. Emergency
I know,
cord.
yes. It's just, what? It's just made a joke about as if we just pull the emergency cord on a train. £50, please. Okay. Okay. I'm going to try pull cord again. You succeed in moving the ceremonial cord, but nothing happens. The ceremonial cord is connected to the broken pew. You succeed in moving the broken pew, but nothing happens. Is it here with us now, then? No. We've just moved it a little bit. And we can't go any further north. Drag. Pew with cord. Don't understand drag. I'm going to pull the cord again. It's the same. Place blanket in front of pew. No.
So the only other thing I could think of was to try to extinguish the fire with the blanket, because that's their only source of light.
Good shout. It's now 8 o'clock. This may be where we have to leave it.
On a bombshell.
I'm sure we're all going to have theories. I think we've done pretty well. Obviously, I mean, it looks like once we get the pew past the hippies, we kind of know what to do. Getting the pew past the hippies must involve the cord, the blanket, the poster possibly, or maybe something we haven't thought of yet.
Custard.
Custard. Yep. Maybe you're supposed to scrape all of the custard stains up and do something with it.
The hippies are drinking, so depends what they are drinking. Maybe we could roofie them or something.
Maybe.
Or distract them.
They're just, yeah. I mean, the other thing is we could try throwing the poster on the fire. Maybe that's the final thing that we can try before we quit. Throw poster on fire. No, we can't play with the fire. It gives us that warning. Okay. We're going to have to leave it there.
Yeah. I think next time, starting with throwing the blanket on the fire.
Cover fire with blanket. It doesn't understand cover. I suspect any kind of thing that you do with a fire, it gives you that warning.
Yeah.
So, new suggestions next week. Thanks, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye all.
Bye.
Bye.
Everyone, bye.
And that's it. Time's up.
Wow, that went quickly. Tune in next week to find out whether we work out how to drag that pew, or tie up hippies, or find something hard to hit stuff with.
Chances are good.
Bye.
Bye.